Alright, today we're going to talk about the best cheat code of every GTA game, and these are my handpicked, so please don't mind if you disagree. Starting with GTA 3, and it's a close call, but I'll go with Riot Cheat. First off, let me explain what this cheat is all about. When you enter the Riot mode code, chaos erupts on the streets of Liberty City. Pedestrians start going crazy, attacking each other and causing mayhem everywhere. It's like the entire city has lost its mind. I love this cheat because it adds an extra layer of excitement and unpredictability to the game. You never know when a full-blown riot might break out right in front of you. It keeps you on your toes and makes even the simplest missions a lot more challenging. But that's not all. The best part about Riot mode is that you can join in on the madness. I'm not just talking about running over pedestrians or shooting them, although that's always fun. No, with this cheat, you can literally pick up objects and weapons lying around and start chucking them at people. I'm talking about throwing bricks, baseball bats, and even freaking toilets at these rioters. It's an absolute blast, and it never gets old. Imagine driving down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly a group of crazed pedestrians starts pelting your car with garbage cans and hubcaps. It's pure chaos, and I love every second of it. Other cheats in GTA 3 are cool, like spawning tanks or getting unlimited ammo, but they don't hold a candle to Riot mode in terms of sheer entertainment value. This cheat turns the entire game into a chaotic playground where anything can happen. And that's why it's the best code in my opinion. Next, Vice City. It's all heavy weapons in my opinion. When you enter the code, your pathetic little pea shooter gets replaced with a heavy arsenal of pure destruction. I'm talking about rocket launchers, miniguns, and enough firepower to level an entire city block. Now I know what you're thinking, but don't the cops come after you when you use those weapons? Hell yeah, they do. But that's half the fun. With the all-heavy weapons cheat, you're basically a one-person army, and those puny cops don't stand a chance against your superior firepower. Imagine this scenario. You're cruising down the streets of Vice City minding your own business when some punk tries to carjack you. Instead of meekly handing over the keys, you whip out a freaking minigun and turn that fool into Swiss cheese. It's a beautiful sight, and it never gets old. This cheat isn't just for dealing with petty criminals. It's also a game changer when it comes to missions. You know those annoying missions where you have to take out an entire gang hideout? With the all-heavy weapons cheat, you can just roll up with a rocket launcher and blast those suckers to kingdom come. No more sneaking around or wasting time with silly tactics. It's pure, unadulterated destruction, and I love it. Other cheats in Vice City are cool, like unlimited ammo or spawning vehicles. But those cheats don't give you the same satisfying feeling of pure power that the all-heavy weapons cheat does. When you've got a rocket launcher in your hands, you feel like an unstoppable force of nature, and that's a rush you can't get anywhere else. For GTA San Andreas, I'm going with jetpack. First things first, let me break it down for you. When you enter this magical code, your character gets their hands on a freaking jetpack, a real, working jetpack that lets you defy gravity and take to the skies. Can you imagine the kind of chaos you can unleash with that kind of power? I'll tell you what I love most about this cheat, the sheer freedom it gives you. With the jetpack, you're no longer bound by the rules of the road or the limitations of the ground. You can soar over traffic jams, bypass roadblocks, and even take shortcuts by flying straight through buildings. It's like you're a bird, but a badass rocket-powered bird with zero regard for the laws of physics. But wait, it gets better. Not only can you fly like a boss, but you can also rain down destruction from above. Imagine swooping down on some unsuspecting punks and unleashing a barrage of bullets or missiles from your aerial vantage point. They'll never see it coming, and by the time they realize what's happening, it'll be too late. You'll be long gone, cackling like a maniac as you soar off into the sunset. With the jetpack, you can easily outmaneuver those slow-moving police choppers and leave them in the dust. They'll be so busy scratching their heads trying to figure out how you're defying gravity that they won't even know what hit them. So, do yourself a favor and enter that jetpack code the next time you fire up San Andreas. Trust me, once you've experienced the thrill of flying like a superhero and raining down chaos from above, you'll never want to go back to being a mere mortal again. GTA 4. The weather cheat. Why is messing with the weather so much better than cheats that just give you health, weapons, or vehicles? For starters, it's an environmental game changer that impacts the entire world, not just your pathetic character. Suddenly, Liberty City becomes your playground, whether you want to turn it into a gloomy nightmare or a sunny paradise. Talk about immersion. It's also just plain fun to mess around with. Amazing for grabbing awesome screenshots and video clips. Unlike lame cheats that make you invincible though, weather cycling still keeps an element of challenge. Sure, visibility might be trash, but you still have to actually play the game properly, loser. And it's not just a one-and-done thing either. Keep cycling through those crazy weather options over and over by re-entering the code. Look, I get that spawn cheats and unlimited ammo have their cheap thrills too. But controlling the entire atmospheric vibe of Liberty City on a whim? With a single code? That's an unbeatable power trip right there. What do you chumps think? Is weather change seat the undisputed GOAT GTA 4 cheat? Or do you have some other boring favorite? Enlighten me in the comments below. GTA 5. And I have an underdog opinion, Super Jump. You know, when it comes to GTA cheats, most players go for the obvious ones. Weapon spawns, infinite ammo, invincibility. Those are all good for causing chaos, for sure. But they've also been done to death at this point. If you really want to experience GTA 5 in a fresh, wildly different way, you need to give the Super Jump cheat a try. This underrated code turns your character into a living, leaping missile that can scale any height. I'm talking jumping from street level all the way up to the tops of Los Santos's towering skyscrapers, or using it for some insane base jumps off dizzying heights onto the streets below. Hell, you can even catch crazy air by leaping directly onto enemies, cars, or any other objects in your path. Suddenly, the entire map is open for creative exploration in ways the developers never could have intended. You're like a human cannonball, blasting through barriers and achieving ridiculous stunts. It adds this awesome vertical dimension to gameplay. And yet, despite being total mayhem, super jumping still keeps things somewhat grounded compared to cheats that make you invincible or never run out of ammo. You have to time and aim your jumps carefully to stick those huge landings. At its core, GTA is all about over-the-top stunts and defying reality as a badass criminal. And that's exactly what makes the super jump cheat such a hidden gem in GTA 5. It pushes those concepts to their absolute limits in the most thrillingly vertical way possible. Finally, GTA Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. If you're a true GTA fan, you've definitely played the games that brought the franchise to PSP and mobile. Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. These were awesome for getting a full 3D GTA fix on the go back in the day. But just because they were on portable systems, that doesn't mean the cheat codes weren't just as wild as their console counterparts. In fact, I'd argue VCS and LCS had some of the most underrated must-use cheats in the entire series. Let's start with Vice City Stories and the Armed Pedestrian Code. This crazy cheat turned every single civilian on the streets into a heavily armed psychopath roaming around with Uzis, RPGs, you name it. Absolute chaos ensued everywhere you went. It was like being in the middle of a never-ending war zone. The over-the-top violence and mayhem ramped up to ridiculous levels. But in the best way possible. Because, well, it's GTA. Was it practical? No. Was it an insane amount of fun? Absolutely. Then in Liberty City Stories, there was the iconic tank cheat that let you spawn unstoppable military tanks pretty much anywhere. Flattening cars, blowing up everything in sight. The power trip was immense. I loved using tanks to just create pure demolition zones in the streets of Liberty City, or taking them on crazy rampages through major intersections. The vehicles had surprisingly good handling too, so you could really get wild with them. Were these cheats totally nonsensical and overpowered? Of course. But that's what made them so fun to mess around with, especially on portable systems. They lived up to GTA's anything goes insanity in the most gloriously compact way. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed the video, but before you exit, let me in the comments what's your favorite cheat code of all time in GTA games. I'm really curious about that. Sure, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.